I knew God kept us during that moment, and I was like, this is gonna be a testimony builder.
Absolutely.
And it was, man. It was like, cause nobody was hurt.
Wow.
Just the front of that
Hey,
car,
man, if your flesh
cuts on for certain things, you got to cut that off.
Yep. Don't let the flesh ride, because he gonna want to drive. That's what they always taught me.
That's
Don't
a good
let it
one.
ride,
I ain't never
'cause
heard
they,
that.
Yeah,
I
they
ain't
gonna
never
want to
heard-
drive. You
I
can't
ain't
let
never heard. That's a good. Christians get it wrong when we start getting into denominations.
Yep.
When we start getting into
religion.
my version of what the Bible
Yep.
says. Like
Yep.
the Bible's not a U version. I know we got an app called U version. Shout out to U version. Because that U version is a beautiful it's a beautiful app.
Absolutely.
It's a Bible app.
Absolutely.
But it's not your version of it. It's
Absolutely.
God's
Struggle with
version.
stuff.
There's
Yeah.
no
And I'm
twisting and
struggling with
turning.
Come on.
So it's hard.
on.
It's hard to wake up every day, but my motivation is God got me.
Yeah, come on, boy.
God
You
got
better
me.
preach,
Like,
Pastor
like,
Ben.
like
Okay,
man,
Pastor Ben. Why do you think most Christians don't know how to confess struggles without shame?
Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm Ahmod Davis, and this is Beyond the Encounter.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to Beyond the Encounter podcast. I'm your host, Ahmod Davis, and I'm super excited for this episode because this is not going to be a regular episode, okay? I got a great man of God here with me today, and we're going to discuss some deep things that people are afraid to talk about. Not just people, Christians in general are afraid to talk about. And I believe this is going to be an amazing episode for you viewers. And I'm calling it Bro Talk because we're just going to have a deep conversation, bro to bro, because it's my great friend. And my guy, Ben. Say what's up, man. What's up with you?
Not much, man. How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm blessed. So, Ben, how you doing, first of all? How you doing today?
I've been good. I'm making it, but I've been good.
Yes. So usually on the episodes, I usually let them tell their personal testimony with Jesus and all that good stuff, and then we'll dive into 3 deep topics and have a little fun and get out of here. So if you don't, you can go and tell, how did you first encounter Jesus, or tell us a little bit about when you decided to give your life to Jesus.
Man, grew up in the church.
Come on now.
Love the church. It's a crazy story because when I was 6 or when I was 5, I had told my dad I wanted to be a fisherman.
Come on.
And so I obviously wasn't oblivious to what the church could not just provide for the world, but provide and help me out in general. And yeah, so I told him that, and he tells me this story. And I'm like, I don't remember that. You 5'6", you just want to play basketball, you want to watch TV, play with your little toys. So I was like, I told you that? He was like, yeah. And so it was crazy. And I remember going to church. I remember being very active in it, actually learning what it was. I had actually went to a school in kindergarten because I grew up in Fayetteville. I was born in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Yes, sir.
About 5 miles away from the Razorback Stadium.
Whoop Pig Suey.
Yeah.
If you ain't an Arkansas fan, what you doing?
Yeah. And I had all my family there at that time. And we were going to church, but the school I went to, it was K through 12. So it's kindergarten through 12. So this is a big school.
I've never heard of that.
I'm dropped in this school, and I'm seeing people taller than me, bigger than me. I'm like, man, this dude 7 foot. And I'm just a little kid just with my backpack on. And every Wednesday, man, I would go from class. I had about, I think I had one teacher, but she taught so much that it seemed like I had different classes between those transitions.
That's good.
Based off what I could remember.
That's good.
And I just remember every Wednesday after school from 3:30 to 4:30, I had a Bible class.
Yeah.
And so it was like being in Bible school, and we would have scriptures to memorize, and it was a real deal. And so I had that on Wednesdays. Obviously Sundays I attended church, and I was in the youth then. I didn't really understand the structure of what everything was, so I just kind of was just going through the motions of it. Not really going through the motions, but I understood what was going on, but now I understand what it takes to lead the youth, to be in the youth.
Exactly.
And so you're a little kid, you just in it. So you're this is
sure.
exciting.
For
So
sure.
I was very engaging in it.
Yeah.
And I every week I had a scripture to memorize. And my mom, she used to teach the women at the church, and then my dad, he was kind of like he's an associate pastor now, but one day will be a head pastor. But he was kind of like helping out with the deacons and the pastors, so he was kind of rotating.
Absolutely.
And then, we ended up moving, and we moved down to Wynn, and like when we told our family, they didn't understand.
Come on.
But my dad God had shown my dad a vision, and he was like, "You need to move to Wynn." And obviously, as a kid, I'm like, man, the whole fam here, why we leaving?
Come on.
And it was tough, man. And the first year the first whole year we stayed with my grandma. She lives in Palestine, so we just kind of stayed with her. And man, it was fun at times, but it was rough too, because it's just like, we really not supposed to be here type ordeal. My mom, my mom's with her parents, and so like she living back home, so she like, we ready to get out, because they're adults, so it's like
Exactly.
And so we stayed in Palestine. I went to school in Palestine for a year, and it was a pretty good school. But the next year, my mom and dad found a house in Wynn, and we went to school there. And we've been there since 2012.
Wow.
And we found a home church, Faith Harvest Outreach Ministries. And I just remember meeting my pastor and like feeling the love and the embrace. Like, yeah, this is where it's
where
at.
I need to be.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we started the church from the ground up.
Come on.
So my pastor, Pastor Brian Stevens, he's the lead pastor, and then my dad was an associate. So he's been an associate for a minute now.
Yep.
And then obviously my mom is like the second first, so you got the main first, so you second first, you know how that works.
I got you.
So we've been in that church since. I still go to this day. Obviously I'm in college now, so
Absolutely.
I attend Central Baptist here in Jonesboro, but I still go back and do stuff.
Yeah.
And really, that's where I got the foundation of who God was, what faith is. That's where it really kicked off, because I started playing the guitar 2014.
Come on now.
And I didn't know what I was doing. I just remember picking it up one day. It was a Phoenix and Fur one. I picked it up, and I was like, I'll play this for a little bit.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew I wanted to be in worship. And so
Come on.
the next year, I ended up getting lessons. And I used to have like mini concerts.
Wow.
And like that's how they would like test out if you knew your chords, if you knew how to play your songs. That's how they would test it out.
Wow.
You have it'd be a bunch of people just show up. And like
gotta
my
play.
teacher, he'd be like, all right, your concert on this date, show up. So like my first ever song, I had like 2 concerts total, because I took lessons for like probably 2.5 years.
Wow.
And I love the guitar. And I was just doing it, just playing it. And I used to play I did it to play for the church. So that's why I was taking lessons. So my first concert was Amazing Grace was the first song. How Great Is Our God was the second song. And so I'm playing it in front of all these people, and then I had to sign my name on the floor. And it's, obviously the place is shut down now, because, we had a lot transpired since then. But that's where it started. And then from the guitar, I started looking at the drums, and I'm like, this is interesting. I picked that up one day during service. Our drummer was out. I started playing, and it was really the spirit, man. I started like, I'm playing with the pianist, and I'm like, man, this is what it's about.
Come on.
And so I started doing both, and then COVID happened.
Yeah.
And so I kind of stopped playing, but I knew my purpose was always, my dad was very instrumental in my life, and that spiritual foundation.
Yes.
I always would tell me the truth. If I ever did anything wrong, he would know. Still to this day, he knows, and we don't even live with each other. Like, that's how locked in with the spirit he is.
Yes, that's good.
He handed me a letter and told me like what my purpose was.
Wow.
And he told me in the letter like about how he was like, man, he was like, at 6, you knew your purpose at 6. He was like, eventually you're gonna have to live it out.
That's right.
And so I already knew my purpose, and people would tell me too.
Yes.
So it wasn't just him.
Yeah.
Like you had random people be like, oh, that's preacher boy.
Yeah.
Or like even people in school would pick on me, be like,
Absolutely.
they wouldn't pick on me,
I'm
but
already knowing.
they'd be like, oh, this the goody, this the preacher boy. So
Come on.
we can't do certain stuff. We can't cuss. We can't do certain stuff.
Come
And I'm
on.
like,
Come
all
on.
right. So
That's a pattern.
yeah,
Because that's for most Christians, like young adult Christians or kid Christians, that always happens. It's like, yeah, that's you can't do this around them. You know better than that.
And yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes.
Yeah.
I got accountability partners, and I'm very authentic with people.
Come
Like, if
on.
I make a mistake, I'm like, hey, if I did such and such last night,
Yeah.
hey man,
I'm gonna keep it real.
I failed.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where it started. And once I kind of got to high school, now I'm knowing like, okay, I'm called to be a pastor. So I just started any opportunity I just took.
Yeah.
You know, FCA, I was a leader at FCA.
That's good.
Huge leader there. And I remember my senior year sharing my testimony, you know, because I remember when I was a little kid, I had gotten this car wreck. And the previous week before we went, it was in ATL. That's why, that's why me and the ATL.
Oh, this is what you told me about. See, for a quick backstory. So, like I said, this is my great friend Ben. We talk all the time off camera and stuff. So he knows I'm trying to, Atlanta's my spot. But you can finish with the story.
So I got an auntie. She still live there too. I love the ATL, but we went to the ATL, Atlanta, of course, short for Atlanta, and I think I was like 9 or 10, very young. And to backtrack, I had got baptized in 2015, so I think I was 10. And this was the next year, so this was like 2016, I think. And we got in a really bad car wreck. And I remember before we left to go on this trip, I was kind of scared. And I was in my quiet time, like, I had this little Bible, because, I was a little kid, so I had this little Bible.
Yeah.
And I remember reading it, and I had my little prayer. And I never forget, I was so scared for some reason. I was like, Lord, I don't know why I'm scared, but just please protect us on this trip. Let this trip be, because you never know with family, you never know what behind the scenes, people may be bickering, arguing.
Absolutely.
And so I was like, Lord, let the chemistry of this trip go good. And the trip, from what I remember, was really good.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I had that fear. And once I prayed that prayer, I felt good about it. On the way, I was watching VeggieTales, and I was into it, man. Watching VeggieTales the whole way. And so we finna leave, and we're leaving out of Atlanta. And my grandpa was driving because he came with it. Because my dad didn't get to make that trip either. So this was already unorthodox.
Yeah.
Because my dad goes on every trip, but he had a business trip in Little Rock.
Man.
So, we left from Wynn to Atlanta. So my grandpa was driving, Granny in the front seat, and then it was me, my brother, and my mom in the back seat. And so he had this driver, he was going fast. If I had to say, he was at least going 70, and I don't even know what the speed limit was because I didn't understand speed limits because I wasn't driving.
Yeah.
He was going so fast, and my grandpa turned, and as soon as he turned, boom, and it hit the whole front of the car. And so the sirens go off, they call the police, and I was shook, but it wasn't like, it didn't really, it affected me at that time because, like, for about a week, I remember for about 2 weeks, I was shook. Like, because just of the trauma of the situation, I was like, man. But, like, I knew God kept us during that moment, and I was like, this is going to be a testimony builder.
Absolutely.
And it was, man. It was like, because nobody was hurt.
Wow.
Just the front of that car.
Come on.
And Grandpa could have got hurt, could have had surgery on something. Grandma could have got hurt. Just the front of the car was hurt. That's the only thing that was affected.
Nothing but God.
And I think the dude, they said something about him being on some drugs or something, or him not. I don't remember what it was because it was so long ago. And I was like, I'm a forgiving person. That's one thing I don't hold nothing against anybody, man.
Absolutely.
Like, I was like, he probably had a bad night, speed, you trying to get from point A to point B. It is what it is.
Yep.
Man, so, yeah.
So let me ask you something. Because obviously, like I said, we talk a lot off camera. And you know that you're called to be a preacher, or
Right.
a pastor, I should say.
Correct.
What do you think that process is going to look like from, like, when do you think you'll step into that calling is what I'm asking.
Well, and this is funny. When I was in the 9th grade, my freshman year of high school, my pastor, he came to my house, and usually he'd come there and visit because he's real good friends with my dad. They've been friends for a while.
Absolutely.
So when he come over, we usually do the usual talk about sports, chop it up. And he came in. He was like, "You preaching this Sunday?"
Come on.
I'm like,
Who, me?
"What?
Me?
Me preaching?" And I remember like my dad just sent me down, being like, this is how you do it. This is how you could do it. They gave me an outline,
Absolutely.
and man, I just remember getting up there and just the outline was gone. Like it was up there, but the Spirit was leading. And I look back at it and I'm saying stuff that I'm like, I ain't write this down.
Absolutely.
And that happened in 9th grade, and he reached back out in 11th grade. Same thing. Fields of Faith at FCA senior year. The next year, when I'm telling my testimony, I'm saying stuff that is reaching people.
Come on.
And I'm like, they're telling me stuff I said.
Yeah. And
And this is the whole town too. So like after this, at this point, everybody know me.
Yeah.
Cause now it's like this the dude that got up and said his testimony, and I went from me telling my testimony to me saying stuff like, I don't even remember. I had to go back and look at it, but I was saying stuff that people were actually going through.
Wow.
And I was like, wow. And so
Nothing but the Holy Ghost.
yeah, nothing but
Absolutely.
the Spirit. And so
Absolutely.
really, in that sense, it kind of has already started. Obviously we're in college, and so now, now it's just, it's little stuff here and there, but I could still at times,
Absolutely.
even though I'm not in front of the pulpit, it's still
You can
bigger
still do
here.
ministry.
Still do it here in college.
Absolutely.
Still do it.
So, so that was a powerful testimony right there. Just that portion you shared with us. So let's go ahead and go deep. Now that they got to know my guy Ben,
Right.
know that you want to become a pastor,
Right.
and so we're gonna discuss a couple of these deep topics, and we're gonna first, before we hit those deep topics though, I want to talk about some controversial sayings that Christians believe that they don't believe or whatever.
Yeah.
And we just gonna kind of, see where each other heads at.
Right.
And we're gonna kind of discuss them. So the first thing is, what is your thoughts on speaking in tongues?
In the Bible, it talks about it being a spiritual gift.
Yep.
A lot of people have different, interpretations. We can't understand it. Even when you look back at the writing of the story, the writing on the wall in Daniel, they were speaking in tongues.
Come on.
The way I look at it is, because my grandma spoke in tongues. Rest in peace to her.
Rest in peace.
I've heard my dad do it a little bit. I definitely have heard my first lady do it. She does it a lot. I just think, it's one of them things, kind of like if you teach and preaching, I feel like it's just spirit-led.
Come on.
I feel like
That's the main
I
thing.
think a lot of people think you just all of a sudden
Yep.
you start saying stuff.
Yep.
I think it's just a spirit. I think when, it's a spirit-led thing. And sometimes you might not even knew that you were doing it. Somebody else might have had told you. But, like, I just think it's all spirit-led.
That's good. I definitely agree with you. Like, I know obviously it's a gift from the Holy Spirit.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people get caught up into thinking like this person is speaking tongues, so they're saved. This person don't speak in tongues, so they're not saved. And I wouldn't say that's the case.
No, because I'm going to be honest. I don't, and unless one of my family members tells me, I've never spoken in tongues. But, like, when we look at the gifts that Paul talked about, and I think he talked about this in 1 Corinthians, if I'm not, it was either Romans or First, it was one of the two.
Absolutely.
I remember him listing it out. And I have the other gifts, but the tongues one, I can't.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I had to literally, because as a kid, I'm seeing all these people speaking in tongues. I'm like,
Right.
man, what are they saying? Like, I had
Right.
to, catch on to what exactly it is.
Right.
And so as a kid, I didn't have the gift.
Right.
But then I wanted the gift, so I began to seek the Lord for the gift. I started asking, God, give me not stagnant tongues, but tongues that could flow freely.
Right.
That is obviously spirit-led.
Right.
And so once I started praying and seeking the Lord for it, he began to give it to me. And now I can it's just a gift, It's
Right.
just it's like given to me.
Right.
So, and I enjoy it, but that's the main thing I would say.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you believe in modern day prophets?
I think there's, though, I will say this. I have a lot of family members that have shared, given prophecies. You got people here that think I say something like, I'll give you an example. I told one of my friends, I was like, I believe this dude gonna get saved. And he literally got saved last week. And I'm like, it's just, I'm like, that's just me kind of digesting and studying the moment. But I got a great auntie. She literally is a prophet. Like,
I believe it.
when she told my mom and dad that they were gonna get married, she told my mom about, how she was gonna meet my dad, and that's exactly how they met. And they didn't even know each other.
Wow.
And like, she would say stuff over the years. I'd be like, okay. Like, I remember when she talked about my little sister being born. I was like, nah. She just, nah. And when she was born, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, now I know it's real.
There's something to this. My dad sometimes, he'd say stuff, and I'd be like, nah.
Yeah. Then it comes to pass. So what would you say to somebody who don't believe in prophets? I know I believe in prophets and prophetess. Because some people be like,
if you don't believe, it's kind of in a sense that you don't believe that God can move through his people to bring a message.
come on now.
And so that lies a bigger
You
issue.
better preach.
It lies a bigger, and I get it, cause like we don't see God,
Yep.
and so like I even myself wonder the makeup of what he looks like, and like those are always countering thoughts for me. But I 100% know he real.
Come on.
I don't know
You
what
better
he
say
look.
that
I don't
again.
know what he look like, and it's always fun to think
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Think about what heaven's gonna look like. Like
Absolutely.
all summer, that's what I was thinking
Absolutely.
about. Like, Revelation and what we're gonna do when we pass away. And,
Exactly.
I think those thoughts, but I don't doubt it. Like,
Yeah, it's gonna
it's
happen.
not right.
Yeah. For sure.
And we for sure living in the last days. Like,
Absolutely.
we've had messages. We see the things
Yep.
that's going on over in Israel. So,
Yes.
it's one of them things.
Absolutely.
But I just say, like, I think that's one of those issues where it's not a full belief in God. It's just, one of those kind of, you
Yeah.
wavered in it. And so you're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And so usually with people like that, I just kind of encourage them. And I
Absolutely.
realize it takes time.
Absolutely.
You don't get saved overnight.
Yeah.
And you
for
also
sure.
don't get your purpose overnight.
That's true. Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, we're all sinners, and there's something we're all struggling with, and
Absolutely.
yeah.
Because I know people. I'm not gonna say no names.
Yeah.
But I know somebody who like came up to me and was like, prophetess. Like, why you believe in that type of stuff? And I was like, well, for one, I know it's real because I experienced it.
Right.
Not only did I experience it, but I had to kind of let them know, like, the main reason for all of this, like you said, Jesus works through his people.
Right.
And once he understood that, I started bringing out scriptures. He was
And there's
like,
prophets in the Bible.
Exactly.
So the
Well,
Bible is.
oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. What you was
No,
about to
you good. Like, the Bible is true.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of people, and I was talking to somebody. I had just met this dude on Tuesday. I was talking to him, and I was like, man, Christians get it wrong when we start getting into denominations,
Yep.
when we start getting into
Religion.
religion, my version of what the Bible
Yep,
says. Like,
yep.
the Bible's not a U version. I know we got an app called U version, and shout out to U version, because that U version is a beautiful it's a beautiful app.
Absolutely.
It's a Bible app.
Absolutely.
But it's not your version of it. It's
Absolutely.
God's version. There's no twisting and turning
Come on.
it. And like, people get into, and especially people here, like, they get into the arguments of, well, this is not what it says. This is what I tell people. Simplify your life to this. Love God, love people. If you do those two things, you're within God's will.
Yep.
If you're not doing those two things, whether you're gossiping, you're not loving
Yep,
people.
exactly.
If you're not, praying to God, getting your quiet time daily, you're not loving God. So
That's right.
like, if you're not doing one of the two, you're cheating somewhere.
Yep.
So if you do those two things, the rest of the commandments, you're gonna line up. Like, if
Exactly.
you love your brother, you're not
You
gonna
ain't
steal from your brother.
That's right.
if you love God, you're not gonna put nothing before Him. You're not gonna follow to idols. So if you do that, that's what I try to tell people all the time. It's not about all the because I grew up non-dom. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know Baptist church till I got here. And honestly, in being Central Baptist and being 747, they don't even push the idea of Baptist laws or whatever. They don't even talk about it. They're just they literally walk you through your life and say, hey, if you're going through X, Y, and Z, you know, that's what the pastor don't even talk about the Baptist laws. And my uncle, he's a pastor at the Baptist church. He don't even, I know he don't talk about it. He just be on bullet to bullet, you know. So that's what I would say. You know, if Christians could just simplify, love people, love God. If you get that right, you good. Like your heart's gonna be in the right place, and you're gonna be spirit led.
My dad always say, focus on the relationship more than the religion.
Right.
And so that was the main thing. But the guy that came up to me and told me that, his argument was that it's so many fake and false prophets and stuff. And I was like, that is true.
Right.
And he's like, they go into people's Facebook and calling their names because of the Facebook name.
Right.
That's absolutely true.
Yes. We had one here about a month ago, Sister Sydney, you know.
Exactly.
She's a false prophet.
We name drop it.
I don't care. And I said it to her face about a year ago. I said, I respect you.
Come on, Ben. Tell her.
I told her, I said, I respect you as
Tell
a
her,
person.
Pastor Ben.
I said, I love you, but I don't like what you're doing.
Exactly.
And I was like, you're going against God. And I was like,
At least you're keeping it real.
I told her, because this is the thing about me. This is one thing about me. I tell what people, like anything I got to say about anybody, I will tell them to their face. And I will tell the exact same thing that I told you to another person. So like if you a good person, you've been good for me, I'm going to say that behind your back. And I'm going to say it to your face. That's how I am.
Exactly.
Same thing with me.
Absolutely.
I tell people all the time. People get uncomfortable around me because I'm so true about it. Like I remember one time, I had a brother, a good friend of mine. He was like, you know, with the lust situation. I was like, it was that day. I was like, I fell that day. I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I fell that day. But I had to repent and change my heart.
Come on.
So God can mold and shape me and change that mindset, you know?
That's right.
And so like, I'm not secretive with my sins. I tell people straight up, like, especially if I did wrong that day, I'm like, hey, I slipped up, but we gonna make a game plan and we gonna fix it.
Come on.
You know? And if it's a day, because, you know, sometimes you just struggle with something for it could be a whole week.
For sure.
You know? We gonna game plan for that next week. That next week we gonna get right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So.
And that's what I was kind of telling them. I was like, it's not up to us to try to go through and say prophet's not real because of false prophets.
Right.
But it's up to us to have discernment to be able to tell who's the false prophet and who's a real prophet.
Absolutely.
Because if you take an apple versus a fake apple, if you see a fake apple and be like, oh, it's a fake apple, so that means there's no real apples.
Right.
That's not the case.
Right.
It just so happened to be a fake apple and a real apple. You just got to distinguish which one is real and which one's not.
And it's so complicated because we live in the world of AI,
absolutely,
of technology,
all this stuff.
And so we have people out here, we have podcasters and people who, you know, may not even be living for God, but just, you know, could be false teaching. And so you know, you just got to have that discerning spirit. You got to know.
This is what I tell people all the time. Look at their fruit. The Bible clearly tells us.
That's
you'll
another
know a
thing
tree
I say.
based off their fruit. Look at how they're living behind what are they saying.
Right.
If whatever they're saying don't be backed with scripture or backed with God's word, that's not from God.
That's what I tell. That's exactly what I tell people. Your fruits will show it all.
Absolutely.
And that goes back to the fruit of the spirit in Galatians.
Yes.
So, you know,
absolutely.
That's the thing that people here, especially in the university, are like, okay, how can I tell that you're a Christian? Look at my fruits.
Absolutely.
Do I show you love? Do I give you respect?
Come on. That's
Am I
good.
patient with you?
That's really good.
Am I kind to you? If I'm not, check me on it.
Yeah.
You know, check my friends on it. That's how you're gonna know that we walk differently.
Absolutely.
And so, you know, that's what sets Christians apart from the world is our fruits, you know. We displaying the fruit of the spirit, not just talking about it, but actually displaying it. So
that's really good. So we got about 5 more of these controversial topics.
We good.
And then we're gonna get into them 3 deep topics that them people be waiting for. My parents be like, man, I can't wait to these 3 deep topics. They be telling me that I love these 3 deep topics. But here it is. The next controversial is Why is it harder dating as a Christian? Why do you think it's harder?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. Man, oh my goodness. When it comes to dating, and I'm still learning this because I'm not currently dating.
Yeah.
I've had 2 relationships, and I regret those 2 relationships for the simple fact of what they caused me to do in those relations, like how could I say this? I just regret it for the simple fact of they were wannabe Christians. They wanted to be Christians, and so it got to a point where I felt like I was carrying a relationship, carrying an extra burden that I should not have been carrying.
Yeah.
And I really regret it, but they taught me so much though.
Yeah.
You know, and like I shouldn't say I regret it because it taught me so much.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, I want my third time to be the charm. I want my third time to be my wife. And so like that's why I really haven't dated in almost 2.5 years.
Absolutely.
Because I'm just, I'm trying to build and then wait for the right one.
That's right.
But I just think it's so hard because, you always have lust as an issue, which, we all struggle with that. We're young, we're up and coming. The internet tells you how you should date.
Come on.
The world tells you how you should date. We don't put God in a relationship,
That's true.
My mom and dad have been married. It's about to be 21 years. God is the center of their relationship.
That's good.
All the OGs I talked to,
Absolutely.
who grandma and grandpa been together. I don't even know, it's 50 plus. I can't even tell you. It's been a while. God's the center, and so they complement each other in their spiritual gifts, and so that's what makes the ministry. That's pretty much what I would say.
Yeah.
And people just get out of the context of like, we got to do X, Y, and Z. We got to do this and this.
Yeah.
They 50, 70, 80, all that stuff.
Absolutely.
And
They get caught up in that.
It gets so complicated.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm the last one to tell people. That's one thing I don't tell people advice on is dating.
Yeah.
Because I haven't dated in a while. I'm still trying to become the man that God wants me to be. So I am ready. Because,
For sure. This is what I learned, okay? Right. I'm gonna be real honest, and I'm not gonna say no names.
Right.
Because it's been girls that try to get at me.
Mm-hmm. I've had some here, I've had a lot. I'm not gonna lie, I'll be honest. I've had a lot. I tell you this. New Year's Eve, I prayed to God, and I said, God, I want this to be my John the Baptist year. And I said that because I just wanted to focus on him. Okay. I just wanted to supply. Like,
that's good.
When we look at Paul and John the Baptist, they weren't married.
Yeah.
And I really relate to those two.
That's good.
2 guys because they just came for the fun.
Yeah.
And I don't mean the fun. They came for the work. They came to serve
They
God,
do their purpose.
serve the people,
Yep.
and they got off the earth. You know, they ended up passing away, whatever. Jesus did the same thing.
Yep.
He didn't come to get married, start a family.
Absolutely.
33 years of ministry,
Yep.
building a ministry, serving in the temple, serving the people, saving souls.
Come on.
So that was my prayer.
That's good.
And the minute I prayed that, all this whole 2025 year, you had girls texting,
Tell me
hey,
about it,
and I'm
man.
like, man.
Hey, big head. Hold up.
Right. And I'm like, and man, and I found so much, I found so much purity in looking at women as women or young women, obviously, as this is God's daughter, okay?
That's good.
And
your perspective shifted.
And like, do I still struggle with things? We all struggle with loves. We all see something. We like, ooh.
I kind of like that.
Right.
Yeah.
But when I'm with women, my mindset's changed. Like, how can I serve this daughter of God in the correct way?
That's good.
I tell like a lot of my female friends know this. Like, my intentions is just to help you get closer to God. Like, I'm not
really
here.
good.
I tell women this all the time. I'm not here to date you. I'm not here to, I'm not here for that. Like, I'm not on that timing.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys mess up is because, like, that throw themselves at females. Females throw the opposite, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I'm not here to like, I ain't even really looking right now. I'm just focused on trying to build.
Yes.
And so like, I tell women all the time, like, I'm not here to date you. I'm just here to encourage you and to get you closer to God. That's all I
Absolutely.
care about. If you doing those two things, you good. You
Absolutely.
know? So I think that's why a lot of the female friends I have, we get along because they know that's not my intentions is not to play the away game and date you. Like I'm not trying to date you at all. Like you just
And you could be. I feel like you could be your true self. When
I can
Exactly.
I have been like
Exactly.
I meet new people every day.
Yeah.
And I don't have to.
Exactly.
I don't have no rules. I don't have no structure. I'm just
Yes.
meeting new people. I'm just spreading the message.
Yes,
You know, and
absolutely.
so it's so much more when it's simplified.
Absolutely.
You know, so
Like I said, I done had girls try to hit on me, and I'll wait it out to kind of see their true intentions and their true colors or whatever. And it's been girls who I know that know I'm a preacher, and so they would kind of text me like godly things or whatever, saying, "Yeah, I prayed about this, and,
Okay.
and I did this, and I
Yeah.
read my Bible, I did this." That's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Why are you telling me that? Right?
I've had a couple that do that.
And then once I shut it down, it was no longer I'm praying, no longer I'm reading.
The fall off is crazy.
But
Yeah.
I'm just being honest. I mean, me and my mom had this talk the other day. It's like, so what do you want a relationship? What is it? I'm like, you know what? I'm down for friends, whatever. But like you said, just focusing on my purpose.
Right.
Trying to get that done.
And it always scares people when I say this. I was like, if I never get a girlfriend, and as long as I die, have living my purpose, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like
That's good. I completed what I came to do.
Because when I was growing up, I wasn't saying I was going to get married. I told my dad, I was like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, I and honestly, the relationships I got into was just to kind of really play it out. Because they were in high school, freshman year of college. Obviously, we ended up breaking up my sophomore year. So it was like, I'm just experimenting.
Absolutely.
And so I tell them all the time now, like, I'm just here for my purpose.
Absolutely.
And he always is like, you gonna get married, you gonna find the one. I'm like, yeah, you right. And like the prophecy in him want to kick in sometimes. And I'm like, all right, I got you. But the thing about my mom and dad is they know my intentions, and they know like I'm so goal driven that like God gonna have to drop it when it's the right time. Cause like right now I'm not. I got to a point where I even stopped looking, cause like this campus is rough, man.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Like my standard is high too. I think that's another reason.
Yes.
My standard is so high, like
That could be a whole podcast set right
in
there
itself.
on high
Like
standards.
my standard is like I have high. Like if I'm not getting all A's and B's, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like I got all A's right now.
Come on.
I'm trying to study, keep these
Keep these
A's,
A's,
because I hadn't had a B since freshman year.
Yeah.
So I really been like locked in on my craft,
Absolutely.
like locked in ministry wise. Like if I'm not serving at the church, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Where am I slipping up on? So.
Let me make sure I'm right.
Right. And so it.
So since we're on this, what would a woman have to be? Since you said high standards, what would a woman have to be?
Yeah, I could go down the list. I would say the
main pros
top
and
three.
cons?
The top 3. You need to love God
For sure.
and
Absolutely.
compliment what I do.
Yeah.
If we're and not necessarily me compliment her as well. If we're complimenting each other, that chemistry,
It gotta be there.
The chemistry's just got to be there.
Absolutely.
And like you could tell, especially my past relationships, man, the chemistry was more so of us sticking the chemistry together.
Absolutely.
And now we got chemistry instead of it being like it's natural chemistry. And so I would say those two things.
Absolutely.
And then, man, fit with my family.
That's good.
Cause my
That's a
my
big
family,
thing.
my family is spirit oriented, so they gonna know the minute you walk in whether you're the one or not.
Yeah.
They literally like my past 2 girlfriends are like,
Yeah.
like they knew the first time they met her. They're like,
I'm already knowing, bro.
get out, get out the house. And we weren't even in the house. We were in the arena. We watching a basketball game. Dad was like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Dad was like, give it up.
Yeah, you might well cancel
And,
that.
and I messed up and keeping it and letting it extend for too long, and then
I've been there, bro.
and I'm a very nice person, so like I don't like to. If you out of pocket, I'm gonna tell you no.
Yeah.
But I don't like to hurt people's feelings, so it
That's like,
extended
man.
until it got to a point where it's like, nah, I got to do something because
Yeah.
it's gone way too far. We arguing every day.
Yeah.
Lust is there.
Yeah. We gotta cut this out.
You no longer you just doing stuff in the church just to please me, and it's like, all right,
Exactly.
my time's up. We gotta
Exactly.
go. So yeah, because if she fit in with the family,
Then you're good. That's a big
that's
thing.
it. Because the family is spirit oriented. I got
Yeah.
uncle's a pastor,
Yeah.
dad's a pastor. You know what that you got first ladies
Yeah,
following
yeah.
that. Grandpa's a deacon. Didn't
Yeah.
know that until this year. I went to my grandma and grandpa
Yeah.
church. Grandpa over here a deacon. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, grandpa, okay. He just don't talk about it because he one of them quiet. He
Exactly.
talk a lot. Don't get
Exactly.
me wrong, but when it comes to the spiritual things, he kind of quiet about what he does. He'll talk about God,
Yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
but he kind of quiet about what he do and what
Yeah,
he serve. And
absolutely.
I understand
Absolutely.
that. That's that quiet strength you gotta have.
Yeah.
But yeah, you feel with the family, you spirit led, like you love God more than you love me. Cause we gotta love God more than we love the person.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
ultimately, honestly, and I say this to people all the time, like so much on this earth is temporary, man. Like
Yes.
you not finna have. And me and my brother had this conversation. Like we were talking about this. We were in San Antonio. We were talking about this. We were on vacation. I was like, man, we not even finna have these people. Like we not finna be married when we get to heaven.
That's true.
It's gonna be so pure there.
That's true.
You're not gonna be married. You're not gonna be thinking them thoughts you want be wanting to think late at night. All this stuff. You not finna be married to that person.
Absolutely.
You may see them. You may.
Maybe.
Hey, maybe.
Maybe.
But like, it's gonna be so pure. You gonna be working for God. God
Yep.
gonna be your boss, and you just
Absolutely.
gonna be working there.
Absolutely.
So, I love God more than me.
That's right.
Compliment my spiritual gifts. So our spiritual gifts got to
Absolutely.
align, and then be with the family, man. Like if you can fit with the family, because my family tough, man.
That's good.
They Christians, but they tough. Like they not gonna. One thing I do love about them, they not gonna let me settle,
Yeah.
and that's the thing.
That's good.
So I'ma know she the one when she can fit with the family.
Yeah.
Cause we done had a lot of people come in the house, and this is not just me. Cause they probably only met my last girlfriend. They didn't even meet the first one because we weren't even together long enough.
Yeah. Okay.
So they only met one. But like my cousin brothers, when they tried to bring one in, it was tough. It was defensive player of the year. It was defensive player. And I told them, I even felt it. I like, y'all gotta let these go. What y'all doing settle? Because they not gonna let us settle.
Yeah.
Because we're
Don't settle.
to greatness. Like we're
Yes.
called to greatness. So
Yes.
like if
I tell my sisters that all the time.
I be telling my cousin that because he a freshman in college now.
Yes.
And him and my brother both freshmen. They the same age, freshmen in college.
Absolutely.
But my brother, he locked in, so he don't be on that. Like he done got
Yes.
some offers too, where
That's
he
good.
like,
That's good.
especially after what his last girlfriend did. Yeah, he locked in. But my cousin, man, he just be settling. I'm
Yeah.
like, you can't just get a girl and be like,
Yeah.
because you mess around.
Mm-hmm.
You see a lot of Christians divorcing and stuff, and I'm be honest with you, I'm not finna be having
Yeah.
no divorce.
Yeah. I'm not trying to do that.
I'm not trying to get no
Yeah,
divorce because
exactly.
it's against the Bible.
Yep.
I'm not trying to like when we locked in and we say the vows, we locked in till we both die
Yep.
or one of us die. You know how it go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't.
So don't settle. That's what a lot of
Yeah,
people
don't.
do. A lot of Christians settle, and
Don't
I'm
settle.
like,
And that could go a long way, not even with just relationships, but if God promised you something, don't settle. If God said, go get that Escalade, why we getting this Ford Explorer?
absolutely.
That could go a long way. Do not settle.
Don't settle on your work. Don't settle on your craft. One thing I have not done since I got here to Arkansas State, I have not settled.
That's good.
I've gone for the top of the top. And I've done that. And I look back at some of the stuff I do, and my dad's talking to me about it. And they're like, you did this and this and this. And I'm like, it's God.
Yep.
It's God. And these are high goals that, like, I never had all A's
Yeah.
until I got
Wow.
here. And it's harder to do in college.
College. Than it is.
Oh, my goodness. Like, right now, finals week, game on the
Tough.
line, game 7. I got to get a certain
Yes.
grade to keep the A. Like, it
Yes.
is hard to do. I tell people that, like, people look at me and they think, I got 3 jobs. I work in ministry.
Absolutely.
I do stuff like this. They like, oh, you got it made. It's hard. And I struggle with stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm struggling with stuff.
Come on.
So it's hard.
on.
It's hard to wake up every day, but my motivation is God got me.
Yeah, come on, boy.
God
You
got
better
me.
preach,
like,
Pastor
like,
Ben.
like, man,
Pastor Benji?
I wake up every day and I'm like, man, God got me.
God got me.
He got me.
Absolutely.
And that I never lose motivation. I always got motivation to try, even trying something new. Like, I'm like, yeah, I do it. I never lose. I don't think I'm gonna ever lose. I
That's
will never
good,
lose
man.
motivation.
That's
I
good.
always got motivation.
That's good.
Whether it's me be myself. Like, okay, I did this last year.
Let me be better.
Let me be even better this year. Let
Absolutely.
me take a next level step. So, even, like, I told my mom and dad this yesterday. I texted them. I was like, going into 2026, taking the next step spiritually, career-wise, school-wise.
That's good.
That's what it always is.
That's good. Absolutely. I told my parents, we have a vision party every year. We do vision boards and all that. So this year, for next year, it's level up. And so we just try to get creative, do our vision board, and we try to knock them off. But my thing is, I've been thinking about this for about 2 or 3 months going into this new year. I'm focused straight on just grinding.
Right.
My physical, my mental, my spiritual, just grinding, elevating. How can I be a better Ahmod Davis than I was in the past?
2025. Absolutely.
To touch on a little bit what you said about relationship-wise, though, man, then we're moving. So I had a girl. I called myself having a little girlfriend.
It happens.
Junior year of high school.
Okay.
Now, I'm gonna be honest.
Right.
I knew we wasn't gonna work out. Okay.
I did that in high school, too.
I knew we wasn't gonna work out. My parents knew we wasn't gonna work out. They tell me, they're like, now, Maji, But
You experiment.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
okay.
Do you
Look,
think
it's
maybe,
okay.
maybe this is for a reason, people at the church, like, who is this girl? And
I'm already knowing. Like, I understand. I'm already knowing.
one person that go to our church, or that went to our church, she seen us. This is after we broke up. She was like, yeah, when I seen her in that slit in that dress, I knew she wasn't the one. I said, nah.
That's crazy.
I said, I thank God about that relationship because I knew she wasn't the one. But again, I was just trying to be in a relationship, settling. Like I said, that's why I tell people all the time, don't settle, because I've been there. I've done that. Don't settle. Get something that, like you said, compliments you, and obviously you got to be attracted to them. But
Yeah, of course.
but that goes without saying. But for the main parts, obviously love God more than me. If you love God more than you do me, then hey, I don't gotta worry about you cheating, or I don't gotta worry about you doing this and that. But
Cause man, and I'll be the first to admit with people, I have my Christian community, but outside of that, I treat people well, and I strive to always. But like, I have bad trust issues because of the relationships I was in, because of the stuff they did on the side.
yeah,
And thank the Lord it hasn't carried over to my friendships, but it does make me sit and pause, like, when I do get that next relationship,
absolutely.
having those conversations and sitting down having those talks is going to be important, because like,
Absolutely.
if you don't set boundaries, that's the key to Christian dating. The most successful couples I've seen had boundaries.
That's true. That's absolutely
The most
true.
successful ones
Absolutely
had
true.
boundaries, and like, my mom and dad tell me, like, they didn't at first. They're like, man, you got to set the boundaries. Like, Terrence talked to me about, setting boundaries.
Absolutely.
Because, even the Christian ones, especially the ones that, messed up early on, didn't have them boundaries. And they always talk about, man, if we had boundaries, it would have flowed better.
Absolutely.
Obviously, Christians, they doing stuff in the church now and they got it right.
Yep.
But we wouldn't have never got it wrong if we had set the boundaries early on. And so, that's the key.
Yeah.
Love God first, set the boundaries,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep moving because the spirit's gonna flow.
Of course,
we
bro.
just
Of
gonna keep
course.
flowing.
It's fun, man. It's fun.
Why do you think young preachers such as you and I are judged more for age than the anointing?
Because it's not on the norm. Our current generation is fast paced.
Yeah,
The
for
development,
sure.
the development now. You know, man, I just, I work for the Jonesboro Sun. I was just covering some high schoolers yesterday playing basketball.
Yeah.
These boys, 9th, 10th grade, already dunking on fast breaks. I'm like, hold on,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
The development, like a height,
quicker.
right? It's so quicker,
Yeah.
and it's scary, but at the same time, you just gotta adjust to it because
Absolutely.
it's technology. We have access to any. It's scary.
Yes.
It's the biggest crutch.
Yeah.
It's the biggest blessing.
Yeah.
But it's the biggest crutch.
Yeah.
Because we have access to anything, and so that development is so fast. The knowledge that people gaining is so fast.
Yep.
Then you got AI. You gotta, you gotta weave around that. Cause I know I have to always. Me as a journalist. I can't use,
Certain things. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's good.
So it's just the development with kids and everything is so fast. And you go to junior high, you can see an old couple. You like, I was in junior high. I was trying to
yeah.
shoot threes and play dodgeball
Exactly. I started
and
stuff
eat
like that.
ice cream.
Yeah.
Go to the Coke and candy. So I wasn't thinking about that.
Yep.
And now you got. It's just all kind of stuff out there now,
Absolutely.
and it's just like, man, the development's so fast.
Absolutely. I had to teach myself as a young preacher because I've been preaching since age of 7. I preached my first sermon at 7, right?
Right.
I had to teach myself because people would disencourage you without knowing they are
Right.
doing it. It would be pastors saying like, "Man, you sure you write your own sermons? What you think?"
Right.
Of course.
or you need to wait.
Yeah, or you need to wait, exactly. But
Yeah.
thankfully, God provided me with leaders who allowed me to be behind their podium.
Absolutely.
And so I just told myself, like, I'm not worried about what they gonna say and all that.
I got off a topic. My fault. I got off.
No,
I sure got off
no,
a
you
topic.
good.
What you were saying. I'm about to go back.
No, yeah,
Go
absolutely.
ahead. Go ahead.
I wasn't focused on what they were gonna say and all that. I was just gonna focus on the words that God's given me, and I'm going to give it however He give it to me and deliver it to them, because I believe that if they could look past the age, the height, and all that, and hear literally what I'm saying, I believe it could touch the hearts of the people.
Yeah. I to be honest with you, I never had cause I was not, like I said, I was 9th grade.
Yeah.
Fresh out of junior high.
Yeah,
And they're like, get up.
come and preach.
So like
good.
I've never, thank the Lord, I haven't had any really big discouragement
Absolutely.
in terms of that. Like my dad, my pastors, even when I got to college, like it wasn't hard to get involved. Like I thought it would have been hard,
Yeah.
especially me being a black man.
Absolutely.
Let's be real.
Absolutely.
Especially, in a white church, I was like, this is gonna probably be hard to get this.
Yeah.
And they're like, come on in. They're like, oh, you preach? Go tell your testimony. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So like I haven't ran into any discouragement or anything of that nature. I think where people probably just because you starting young and that's not the way they did it.
Yeah.
And so because you're not doing it the
Absolutely.
way that it happened to them, it probably makes them uncomfortable. I think that could be one thing where seeing young people up and coming, whether they preaching, doing that, because we see people like, I don't know if you know Bryce Crawford. He our
Yep,
age.
yep.
And he already out there.
Absolutely.
And he getting it. And
Yep.
yeah. So
Absolutely. Okay. Why do you think most Christians don't know how to confess struggles without shame?
ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I got accountability partners. So
That's good.
let me start there. My dad is my accountability partner. He already probably know when I messed up. Like by the time we get to Friday, I have a devotion with him every Friday. We had one a day.
Yeah. I remember you telling me about this.
By the time we get to Friday, he'd be like, it's crazy. He'd be like, son, you gotta stay off that phone late at night. You
Yeah.
gotta lock in.
Yeah.
That lust kicking in. You gotta lock in.
Absolutely.
That was one. Son, Stop putting your work before God.
Yeah. Ooh.
You know,
Yeah.
I know you locked in on your work. You doing good work too.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But your quiet time, you slipping on quiet time right now.
That's good.
Get back in it.
That's good.
That's one accountability partner. That's the biggest one. He been there since day one.
That's really good.
Now, recently, earlier this month, I got a group of guys. You know, we've been in the same life group for 3 years, but we got something called a D group. So it's me and 3 other guys. They my good buddies, and we meet every Sunday, and it's raw.
Yeah. Let's keep it real.
It was raw.
Yeah.
We literally, the minute we mess up, we texted. Hey, I failed in lust. Hey, I went off on my friend.
Yeah.
Hey, what's another one? Hey, I told somebody the wrong information. Hey, I lied.
Yep.
It's
Things
raw.
like that. Mm-hmm.
And the minute we make a mistake, we texting in it.
Absolutely.
You go pray about it. You repent it.
Absolutely.
And then we just got to move forward in it. And
That's
I'll
good.
say this: these group of brothers, we love each other, man. What stays in the circle is in the circle. We
Yeah.
not out here like,
Absolutely.
Benjamin did this today. Nah, it ain't no ratting.
Absolutely.
Now, when we get in that circle, it's real though.
Yep.
But we love each other for it. We don't look down on each other for the mistakes. And we literally got this app. It's called Habit Share. One of my me and we share with each other. So we know when we checked in for the day. And you know, sometimes you don't check in that day, but you gonna check in the next day.
Absolutely.
So it has a check mark, it got a slash, and it got an X mark. The app is called Habit Share. I literally showed my brother this app during the break, and he was like, okay,
Yeah.
this would be good.
Yeah.
So we all 3 got that.
Yeah.
So we
Y'all
know when
locked
we
in.
fail,
Yeah. Exactly.
because you checked in, then you texted it.
Yeah.
So it's no skating and getting
Exactly.
around. So we got one. The main 2 we got right now, and you know, obviously in the new year we might have to add one, because like the main one we got right now is quiet time and lust.
Yeah.
So we check in when we did our quiet time.
Yep.
If you you didn't struggle with lust that day, you put the check mark.
Absolutely.
You fail,
Got you.
it's an
Okay.
X.
Okay.
The slash is either the slash is I got to get back to, like sometimes some people put the slash in because you got to wait to the end of the day. Like I
Gotcha.
did my quiet time, so I'm going to check that, I'm going to do the slash, and you go back and change it.
Got you.
But it's showing you your habits
That's
and
good.
how often, and it keeps us accountable.
Yeah.
We meet every Sunday. We have church, we meet every Sunday around, man, the time changes because, scheduling. So sometimes it'd be 3 p.m., sometimes 5. It's usually 3 or 5.
Yeah.
And we meet every Sunday, man, and it's raw.
Wow.
We discuss what we're reading in quiet time, what God's teaching us.
Absolutely.
We talk about our struggles during the week, mainly lust, because, we young boys, man. And so, there has to be those ways you got to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yep.
one of my friends right now, obviously one of my spiritual weaknesses, because my pastor gave me a chart, for BTM actually gave me a chart, our strengths and weaknesses.
That's good.
My weaknesses was spreading the gospel.
Wow.
I know people see my lifestyle, but I don't talk about it.
Yeah.
So this whole semester, I've been booking it.
That's good.
Every
good.
every time I meet somebody, I'm talking about
That's
it.
really
now.
good.
I'm going on a mission trip next year. I got a mission trip this spring, not spring break, the minute we get out for Christmas break.
Yeah.
Spreading the gifts.
Yeah. That's good.
So I've been challenging myself. And so my theme for this backhand year and for next year is going to be being uncomfortable. I'm best when I'm uncomfortable. When I'm comfortable, man,
Yep. If you
the
comfortable,
weaknesses
you ain't
come
working.
back.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
I would just say.
Did I answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
You
okay.
hit it on the nail.
Okay. I get in tangents, man. So
No.
yeah,
This
my fault.
is how it's supposed to flow
Okay,
anyway.
okay.
So, I would just say simply just being real with yourself. Like you said, you have accountability partners, but in order to get to that level, you got to first be real with yourself. Like,
Right.
man, you know what? I messed up. Stop trying to sugarcoat it with yourself because you ain't fooling nobody. You're not fooling God. You're not going to fool God.
So tell him first, then tell your
Exactly,
people.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you might as well, it starts with knowing that you messed up and
Take action
committing
steps.
to it. Exactly.
Action steps are key. Once you messed up,
How am I going to fix it? We don't got time to worry about, you messed up. Yes, you messed up.
And if sometimes some action steps don't work, you got to take a major step.
Come on.
Like for me, And I don't want to get too deep into it because this is one of our big topics.
Yeah.
But I say because this is one of our big topics. So
You good.
you know, for the period when we talk about relationships, I had to delete Snapchat.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, when I got out of the
good.
relationship, I deleted it. Cause I'm
Yep.
like, this is where they was starting.
Yeah.
Hey, on Snapchat, and it's like,
Yeah.
all right, and it's sending pictures, mess. It's too open. It's too
Yep.
wide. It's too
Yep.
broad, and anything could come from this. And that's where you start having them situations where the lust kick in. All that. So I gotta get rid of this.
Absolutely.
I was on it too much too, so I deleted it. It was tough, but you got to take an action. So you got to cut off what the flesh will cut on. So
Talk to him.
if your flesh cutting on,
Talk to him.
hey man, if you never heard, that's a good one.
Absolutely.
I know there's a scripture. I don't know the exact one where you got to pluck out your own eye before you pluck out your brother's.
Yeah.
So that's the thing with our group. I'm not plucking out I'm not being like, oh, you messed up on that.
Because I know
I'm plucking out my eye,
Yeah.
analyzing my weaknesses before we talk about, yours. And so,
Absolutely.
that's a big thing, man.
Absolutely.
Accountability's key.
Yes. Yes.
Because you're never going to grow.
Yep. That's
If you
true.
if
Come on.
if you don't got no account, you're gonna just be stagnant in the faith.
Absolutely.
You're gonna be stagnant, and like 80 to 90% of my growth was just me being real with myself, having an accountability, and just simply taking that next step. Like,
Absolutely.
I ain't got nothing to lose. I got God. Let me
Yep.
go do it.
Yep.
Why I need to have them tough conversations. So
Absolutely. Okay, so we got one more, and then obviously y'all gonna have to like for part 2 because this episode has been amazing. But I know people want them 3D topics. So to come back for part 2, to finish this episode or to finish this part 1, why do Christians want purpose but not pruning?
you want the finish line, but you don't want to go through the steps to get to the finish line. It's like a professional athlete. We all want us to be professional athletes.
Yep.
We all wanted to hold the trophy. We all wanted our little rings. We all wanted our fame and glory. We wanted
Absolutely.
the girls coming at us,
Absolutely.
or in a girl's case, we wanted the guys coming at us.
Absolutely.
Well, we don't want to put in the work. We don't want to go to practice. We don't want our coach chewing us out for our wrongdoings.
Yep.
We don't want to run. We don't want to. We don't want to do it when it gets tough.
Yep.
So who gonna go out and who gonna run when it's hot outside, 100 degrees?
Exactly.
Who wants to simply, in the spiritual sense, nobody wants to share their weaknesses. Nobody really wants to do that.
True.
Everybody want to be a pastor. Everybody want to be a teacher. Everybody want a podcast. Everybody want to get to the fame, but nobody want to be set apart.
Absolutely.
We
don't
want to
wanna
be
live that
want to
life.
be famous, but
Yeah.
we don't want to be held accountable when we get famous. We don't
Exactly.
want to be called out when
Yep.
we get famous.
Yep.
And that's my biggest thing. Like, I'm not a head pastor of a church right now, but I'm trying to get the things that I'm messing up on right now
Yep.
because I don't want to get to the top
And I'll slip.
and like some of these pastors and slip. And
Come on.
it's not me calling it.
Exactly.
It's
We're not
true.
knocking. We're
We
not
got
knocking.
a lot of pastors out here that get to the top because they didn't have accountability
Yep.
during their younger years.
Yep.
And they were free
That's absolutely good.
and they got to the top. And now we seeing a lot of pastors dropping out. And it's like, man, my dad tell me that all the time. Son, get your weaknesses right now.
Yep.
And he was like, I know it's tough, and I know like you gonna
Yep.
mess up, and yet you may struggle for it might be a year you may struggle with this,
Yep.
but eventually you gotta get it right.
That's right.
Because when we get to the top, and you get to some leadership positions, you are held more. Okay, it says in the Bible, you are held a higher to much is given, much is required.
Absolutely.
You are held a higher standard for being a leader, for being
Absolutely.
a head pastor, and so
I love that.
it's you got to get it right now.
Win your private so you can,
When you're
Glow
public,
in
glow in
public.
public, right?
and I absolutely agree with that. That's, whew.
Like, when we get to the end of the year, there's a lot of, I attend scholarship banquets, award shows, and a lot of people are like, how'd you get this? While you was asleep, I was working.
Yeah. Come on. Come on.
That room over there,
Yep.
I've spent so many nights working, praying, reading. Like, I started the year in that room, and I need to get back in that room. I'm not gonna lie, because I've been a little off since I left. And something about that room over there, man. I'm gonna have to get back in that room, because I started the year off in that room.
Yeah.
And man.
Absolutely. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed part 1. Y'all gonna have to come back for part 2 because of the simple fact that it's gonna get even better. I'm gonna give y'all the 3 deep topics that we're gonna discuss just so y'all can be meditating and praying on it. The first topic we're gonna be discussing is overcoming lust. You know, we already kind of hit on that a little bit, but we're gonna go deep into this. Then the second is gonna be blocking out the devil's noise. Third topic is how to be a real witness. So, if you enjoyed this podcast, I hope that you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and